Welcome to the Sleepy G Show. I'm the host for your most. My name is Gomez, or AKA Alex, and I have a special guest tonight. Now, for people who love the band Lit, I'm talking about we've got the ultimate fan in the house tonight. Let's bring in Jack, who is truly, he's got his Instagram page as the Lit fan base page, man. It's like freaking awesome, man. Jack, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Alex, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to talking shop. Lit rules. Can't wait to talk about
Listen, I was on another podcast, Playlist Wars, and we actually had Kevin Ballas. Man, let me tell you, we had him for a four song episode, which we called like the bonus tracks. And
it.
let me tell you, Kevin was awesome. And I have the CD signed by them somewhere in my house. Unfortunately, when you have kids, it gets moved a little bit.
I feel that. I feel that hard.
So I'm very honored. I do have their autographs, which is cool. It's like my one of my personal souvenirs. We had a little transformation here in my as I call it, Sleepy G studio slash my man cave slash the kids room slash the basement now. It's like a little bit of everything. I've had autographs all over the place with hockey helmets, football helmets, Legos all over the place. I'm also a Lego master, kind of, you could say.
Love
Um,
it.
it's just one of those things when my anxiety was very high, I was building, and that's what it was. That or the adult coloring books. Um, I'll admit it. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'll admit to
That's awesome.
I will admit to the adult coloring books, especially the ones with killer clowns from outer space.
Good for you, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, that and now I've been playing. I don't know the new Spider-Man 2 games. So
Dude, everybody's talking about that. I love the Spider-Man movies. I haven't played the games.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I played the first Spider-Man. I didn't get the Miles Morales, but we're talking the original Spider-Man that came out on PS4 before Miles Morales came out.
Yes. Yep.
So I everyone was telling me how good 2 was, and it came out Friday. I bought it. I didn't buy it. I actually traded in 3 games. I was able and still had money left over after
Sweet.
my trade in. I said, you know what, I'll get it. And I started playing it Sunday night. I couldn't do anything Saturday because I was busy running around with my wife and everything. That was foremost because I was down for a week with COVID. So I had to get some things done.
Yes.
So some priorities had to take over. And so, but she was able to let me go to GameStop. God bless the
Oh,
wife. There goes the
dude.
light.
Heck yeah, man. Dude, here we go. I think we solved the lighting. Here we go.
So I bought the game. I got to play it probably about a half an hour worth, and the graphics are sick. If you're a huge Spider-Man fan, highly recommend it. 10 easy. And give it a 10 on it.
Oh, damn. That's
It,
what I've been reading some of the stuff like in my Twitter feed. Everyone's like losing their minds.
it's unreal, Jack. I highly recommend it.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I have my retro PS2. I'm also in my basement. I have my retro PlayStation 2. Every once in a while, I'll fire it up. I have like my old baseball games and stuff. I'll have buddies over just to play it, just like we were in college.
Oh,
It's
dude,
fun.
you know what? If I lived close to you, I'd be there with you with some beers because I'd be playing that retro. I love retro PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, so
So
fun.
the good thing about the PS5 though is I can still play PS4 games.
Oh, there you go. Heck yeah.
So that works out well. Now, the only way I can make it go play PlayStation 1 games, like the original Grand Theft Auto, Die Hard Trilogy, the old Madden games, the NCAA football games, I would be a lot happier.
I have Madden. I think I have Madden like 04 or 03, like a foot away from me down there.
Uh, I got
So,
Madden. If you saw this, my room's in shambles because I was down here for, like I said, a week. I
oh yeah.
My mother helps us with my kids, and she goes, "Well, why don't you go to the bedroom?" I go, "Why? I got the PlayStation down here. So if I'm bored, I can easily get the PlayStation."
Smart man.
Yeah, I know. But we're also here to talk about one of you, one of your favorite bands, Lit. Now, let's start off. How did you become a Lit, not a craze, a truly super fan of Lit?
Alex, great question. So a few layers. I'll go through it bit by bit. So kind of like I went to my first actually to start like I got familiar with Lit just like how you did just like how a lot of your friends did, like seeing the videos on MTV,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like my own worst enemy was on there. They were bowling. You're like, oh, this band seems fun. The song's awesome.
Yep.
Same thing with their miserable video with Pamela
Pamela.
Anderson, where they're playing on Pamela Anderson, right? Like,
Yeah, I wish I was on top of that too.
so I knew I wasn't diehard. I knew who they were. I
Mhm.
liked the songs I heard on the radio, and I was like, oh, they're rad. And my sister's a few years older than me, my older sister,
Okay.
and she was going to a lit show with her friend, and one of their friends bailed out last minute, and they're like,
Oh.
"Hey, Jackie, do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Oh, heck yeah! Like this is amazing! Like
Oh yeah.
it was
Concert.
like like a Wednesday night. I was in high school. I'm like, dude, it's not going to get better than this. This is great." And before then, Alex, my only concerts I'd been to were like with my entire family when we went to see Huey Lewis and the News, like the family band,
Nice. That
right?
that's actually pretty cool.
Like badass, right? It was so great.
That's kick ass.
So I saw like 2 or 3 Huey Lewis shows, and then I go see Lit in a Club with my sister and her friend, and it's like everybody's there. Like everybody, like people are drinking, people are smoking. There
And
are
you're like, what the hell?
like tons of guys and girls my age. It was like MTV came to life. Like,
Yeah.
and they played like all the hits. They played all the songs off of their album, "A Place in the Sun" with the girl on the floaty that like
Yes.
we all saw at the
Oh
CD
yeah,
store like
exactly. Yeah.
20 years ago or whatever, right?
I know. Feel
And
so old
like I
now.
think at one point like the bassist Kevin like spit out fire or something.
Yes.
And I was like, this is the best thing ever.
Oh my God, that is so
Like,
cool.
yeah, like this is so badass. So, like, literally, like the day after I went to go get their CDs. And at that point, like, I was a fan, but like, this is like maybe 2000.
Yeah.
Like, those were like
Early, that's like
this,
early to mid 2000s with lit really like lit up. No pun intended.
yeah, yeah. So, like, that kind of started planting the seeds of like, oh damn, like I love this band. Like now I kind of had like my own band I could love, like Huey Lewis.
Mhm.
Like my entire family loved them. Like I used to listen to my dad's Huey Lewis CDs,
Nice.
right? So like Lit kind of became my thing. So I'm like, oh, this is rad. Like there was like truly my first favorite band, which it was like, super stoked. It was a
I
really exciting time.
can't go wrong with it either, man. We're talking about lit, you know what I mean? I mean, as soon as you hear the opening for My Worst Enemy, you're like, yes, let's just rock it. Let's go. Come on. That was my point. Well, I would blast it in my car so loud. I would get in trouble by the families, especially when I had the 3 10-inch subwoofers in the trunk. You really heard you heard me coming down the street.
That is so awesome. So, Alex, feel free to interrupt me with
Oh no, no,
questions because,
please.
like, there are like a few different kind of layers happening. So it was like that introduction, and then when I got to college, I started training to be one of the radio DJs at
Nice.
the college I went to. I went to a small college here in Massachusetts, Framingham State College.
Okay. Which
So,
I've heard of. You know,
dude, heck yeah, heck yeah.
you'd be surprised. I've heard of a lot of colleges. People like, you heard of this? Yes, I live in New Jersey, people, and they actually had a decent radio production program too. So
Framingham State, you're saying,
yeah,
or your school?
no,
Yeah. Oh my
no. From
goodness. Oh yeah. Like
listen,
super fun times there.
I went to Bergen Community College. I was a football player with a delusional dream, running like Rudy. So that never happened.
You
So
played though. Good for you, man.
I played high school. I didn't get a chance to play college ball because I was injured. So I take my high school career very seriously, but um loved every minute of it. Became a high school coach.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
and one thing I did, I passed whatever my mess ups. I made sure those kids didn't do. And a lot of those kids were good students.
That's awesome.
So for me, that's the best reward I could get.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. No, that's
So,
awesome. Good for
but
you.
but you got so you started trying out for practicing to get onto the station. How
Yep,
did that go?
practicing. Yep, radio DJ. It was so much fun. And I couldn't think of a name for my radio show. So just so happens, like one of the first few weeks I'm in college, Lid's in town. They're playing at the Access Club here in Boston. I'm going with
Nice.
my great friend Andrew. We're at the show, I see, I see a woman a little bit older than me wearing a lit VIP pass. And I
Nice.
say, excuse me, where'd you get that? And just started shooting the shit. And I'm sure a few minutes in, she was like, "Oh, this kid like loves this band."
Yeah,
And she's like, "Hey, stay after, hang out after the band leaves. Hang out. They're doing a meet and greet. I can get you in the meet and greet to like take pictures with the band."
that's freaking awesome.
And as the band played an awesome show, after the show, she's there, takes me and my buddy. We go through the meet and greet line, like we get autographs, and like I like blacked out. I don't remember what I said. I'm just like, I love you guys. I love you guys. That show kicks ass. Can't wait for the new album. And it was
Yeah,
like an absolute love fest. Absolute
yeah,
love fest.
yeah. I've been there too. I know how
Right?
it
Like
is. You're
so
like starstruck. You're like, holy shit. It's happened to me a couple times recording with a couple people from my old show, Playlist Wars, where I could not even pronounce the last name right.
yes.
I had Rob Felicetti from Bowling from Soup on our show, and I
Oh,
could
hell yeah.
I practiced his last name so much. And then the day of the show, I go, oh shit, I can't say the name right. And it was after the fact. I go, God damn it! I go, it's because it was nerves. It was nerves. It was
Yeah,
my
you're
first.
excited, man. What do you get?
It was an excitement in the air for me because that was like my first true like celebrity, and I do love Bowling for Soup. So it was just like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. So I know how you felt that night.
Oh man, that's awesome, man. Good for
Yeah,
you. Yeah. So after that, I was like, oh, like this, how easy is this? Like I can call my show A Place in the Sun, the name of Lit's album with my own worst enemy on it. I'm like, this is perfect. Few years go by. This is when it was like, okay, like I'm gonna like Lit's gonna be my like
number
ride or
one.
die band.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the band played, I think they played in Providence, maybe my senior year of college,
Okay.
2000, fall 2004. And I met the guys, and I feel like this is kind of, I say this is the coolest I ever played things with them. I probably sounded like a crazy person. And I was like, yo, guys, just want to see, love your band. I host a college radio show called The Place in the Sun. I play you guys all the time. I just love your music. You guys rule. And they signed all my posters like Jack, A Place in the Sun rules. Thanks for the support. And like
Nice.
I like put that up on in my dorm room wall, and it was just like, dude, this is surreal. Like
It is surreal.
if I could pick a band in the world for this to happen to, it'd be with them,
Yeah.
you know? So it was like, holy cow. So then it was like, okay, like I'm ride or die with Lip. Like they're my
Yeah.
boys. This band's awesome.
I Brian and I, my co-host slash my one of my best friends over 30 years, we bought tickets to see Lit in New York City.
How long ago was this?
This is you're talking about September 11th, the day. So
So
they were playing in New York City. I believe it was the
that's right. I saw them on that Friday. They were Northeast. That's right.
yes. So that I think it was Saturday, whatever day that landed was a Friday. I think it was a Thursday night. They were somewhere else on Friday night. They were playing in the city, and because I remember I was going to school that morning, so I went to school. Then I went to work from like 11 to 2, and then I was supposed to go take the bus into the city around 4 o'clock to meet up with Brian, which because he worked in I forgot where he worked. He worked in New York City, but he had the tickets and all that. So that daunting day of September 11th, we never got a chance to go see Lit. Shows were canceled. Brian held the tickets all this time. He still has it.
He has the tickets.
He still
This is
has
like the physical tickets.
the physical ticket from September 11th. We
Did you go
never
ahead?
threw him out. We never threw him out. I told him to keep it as a case because you never know.
Yeah.
So Kevin comes on Playlist Wars, and we talked about it after the show. And I guess Kevin Lit was around not too long ago, and I think Brian went to go see them, and he asked for the ticket. And Brian, because it was probably my ticket, he goes, "Dude, do you care if I gave Kevin the ticket?" I go, "No, there was two of them. One was yours, one was mine. I would be an honor to give him that ticket."
Dude, that's awesome.
So
Wow.
so it like how this is how I feel about Lit too. legit cool thing that they asked for, that Kevin asked for it. And Brian was lucky enough to go see him and meet up with him and give him that ticket. I couldn't make it, but he did, and that's something that was really cool.
Dude, it like how many of those tickets are out there,
Not many.
right?
We don't, 9 times out of 10, we don't keep our ticket stubs. But because of the significance of September 11th, we did.
Sure.
Brian was in the city. We couldn't get a hold of him. We didn't know where he was. His parents lived in about a town away from me at that point. They were in contact with me a little bit here and there. Said I have not heard from him. My cell phone service sucks. Beeper's going off. You know what I mean? Where I lived at that time in Rutherford, I saw the second plane hit.
Ugh.
I had a clear view of the Twin Towers, and I'm like, wow, that plane's going was a little low, and then boom. So tragic, on September 11th. So I was in college at that point too. It was
Wow.
probably the most difficult thing I think in my entire life, besides losing my father. I think that was losing my dad was number one. This was number two. Seeing the people hurt, knowing a few people who were in the towers, parents, that I had friends with at the town at that time, people who lived out of state like Pennsylvania. I knew their fathers worked in the area, things like that. So you don't realize the 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 tragic point of life that has been taken away. I mean, listen, I know we're supposed to be celebrating Lit, but I think people should know like how everything changed after September 11th for all of us. And it doesn't matter if you lived New Jersey, New York, it was felt in California to
Oh yeah.
you around the world, man. And let me tell you, I wasn't happy. I was
Oh
like,
my goodness. No, that's crazy that like Lit is part of your story for that day,
yeah,
right?
and
Like
and
that's wild.
we were so pumped because I was so like you. I listened to Lit through Brian and fell in love with their song. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh my god, the vibe of this band. And then the MTV era, like you said, guys, for the younger edition who do listen to this show, which I do tap into some of that, it was called MTV Music Television. You actually played music, not just Jersey Shore days, okay? And these other shows that they keep playing, they actually had music. So I just want to give that PDA right there on that one. You know what I mean? But Lit is a very part of my life. Embedded in my
Wow.
life that I was so pumped. So was Brian. We were so pumped to go see the show in the city. He was already in there. I was gonna go in. This is my first solo trip in the city because I always had, got rides, and then this is
Sure.
this was gonna be my first solo drive into the city. But that never
Wow.
happened, of course, and we never got to see Lit. I never got to see him live yet. Once it's hard now being married with two kids. It's hard to go see him.
I'm in the same boat, man. Like when I go to Lit shows, that's like my big activity for that month. I feel you.
Yeah. I actually went to a Giants Monday Night Football game against the Seahawks. That was my big activity for the month.
I was just gonna say, dude, cross that box. October fun, check.
Yeah, yep, pretty much. But it's been like every weekend I'm trying to go golfing and I can't even do that. I had rain here 7 weeks in a row.
You went
7 weeks.
golfing 7 weeks in a row?
No, I had rain 7 weeks in a row. I tried to go golfing 7 weeks in a row.
Dude, that's no, dude. We've been pounded. It rains every weekend
Yeah.
up here in the Northeast, man. We've been pounded. Hopefully, it stops soon.
Yeah, well, I'm getting prepared as the snow.
I can't. I can't let my mind go there, man. Let's see. Let's get through the baseball season first.
Yeah, exactly. We know Phillies are playing tonight. But now you have your favorite songs. Like I know I have my favorite songs. My worst enemy was always be my number one. But it's actually kind of funny. You want to know what my number two song is?
Drop it on me, man.
Ziploc.
Ziploc. So Alex, it's funny you bring that up because, like, my own worst enemy, of course, is like, that's the one everybody knows.
Yeah.
But like when I think of Ziploc, I'm with you. Like Ziploc was like I took my first few beers. Like Ziploc was playing in college when I had my first few beers,
Yep.
and then like the next season of life where it's like, I'm partying with my buddies at my bachelor party, and like we're all singing Ziploc, and now it's one of the few lit songs that like I can play with, like, me and my kids are like playing with Play-Doh. So like
Yeah.
my kids know Ziploc. So Ziploc's like one of those songs that like it's always going to be on the playlist. Like 20 years strong, it's still on the playlist. Like
It's
it's one of your faves too.
it is, and it's also because it was in one of my favorite movies with Keanu Reeves, The Replacements. It's the actual opening theme song.
I have to write that down. I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, it was the opening theme song, and I did ask Kevin about that. I go, how cool was it to know that Ziploc was the opening song of the movie of The Replacement with Keanu Reeves? Like, how awesome was that?
I don't think I knew that. Alex, you're dropping bombs on me here. I'm usually like, especially with lit stuff. Usually, if I read it once, I'm like,
But
got it.
here's the thing: anybody who knows me, they know I'm a video game nut, a sports nut, and a movie nut.
In a movie now, I love that.
So, when I heard that, I'm watching Keanu Reeves underwater, and you're hearing the song, and it's like he's pretending to play football underwater, and the song Ziploc is playing, which is probably the second most favorite song that I always loved.
Oh,
It,
man.
My worst enemy will always be my number one because that's what got me to love the band. But hearing
Sure.
Ziploc, but not even on the radio, which is kind of funny. They didn't get radio play. You know what I mean?
Which is, I feel like people were still in love with my own worst enemy.
You know what I mean? But when I heard Ziploc, I'm like, this is it. I love this song. It really is like, for me, it's like a good hidden message. Like you're putting your memories in the Ziploc bag, you're putting it away for another day. You know what I mean? And it's
It's a
just one
great
of,
point.
it was just one of those things that I said, you know what I mean? And I said that to Kevin. He's like, dude, that is a great point. Just like you said, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for me to get a compliment from him like that is like truly awesome.
No, and it's another one of like just like every great song we've all loved, right?
Mhm.
It's like how relatable is that?
Oh, it's
Like
so relatable.
Jesus, like if I could play that through, like things would be a lot different.
My number one band, I would say this, it was Linkin Park. So
Oh my God. Like
I'm a
even ugh,
diehard, diehard, and to this day I still play their stuff. I have all the albums, I have all the CDs, I have everything on stream now, and I still play it to this day. I got to see Linkin Park here in New Jersey before they were Linkin Park. They were Hybrid Theory, the name
oh
of their
my
first
goodness.
album.
I haven't I didn't hear that band name for them. It's been a hot 20 years since
Yes.
I've heard that.
So Brian and I went to a bar here in New Jersey called the Bird Show, which does not longer exist. It's been torn down. It's been like 25 years this thing's torn down. Hybrid Theory plays. And what's funny is that they play that whole album. And
No way.
so before they were Linkin Park, that whole first album it was Hybrid Theory's album. To hear that, hearing Chester for the first time, seeing Mike Shinoda, seeing the guys at Linkin Park in this tight, disgusting, peed on bar in New Jersey before they became huge. And let me tell you, worth every penny. I paid
Was
$17 for that ticket.
Oh my God. Was Hybrid Theory, did that become the name of that album?
Yes, it did.
Okay, I had that. I
Yeah.
remember this now.
So Hybrid Theory was their first album. So when they just signed their record label, they changed their company their band name to Linkin Park. And someone goes to me, goes, Gomez, you heard Linkin Park? I'm going, no. I'm like, then I hear the first song, One Step. I'm like, wait a minute. This is Hybrid Theory. He's like, no, it's Linkin Park. I go, no, it's not. It's Hybrid Theory. I go, no, it's not. It's Linkin Park. Their album's dropping today. Let's go pick it up. I said, and then lo and behold, Hybrid Theory. I go, dude, that's the name of the band before they became Linkin Park. They just put it as the main name for their track for their album, dude. Like I started arguing with this guy. I'm like, listen, I'm not a music encyclopedia, but I know what I like.
And for rest in peace, Chester. The
Chester,
poor
yes,
guy
sir.
had so much going on. His like their last few albums, I feel like they didn't get the notoriety they should have. Like if you
Exactly.
listen to those, I'm preaching to the choir here.
Yeah.
If you listen to those, you're like, damn. Like I remember listening on Spotify. I'm like, Jesus, man,
Yeah.
they're like 20 years in, and they are like these songs are awesome.
And it's still great to this day. Listen,
Yeah.
Lit has so many great songs from all their different albums. Don't forget, 97 they come out with Tripping the Light, fantastic. So that was their first debut album, April 1st, 1997. Go figure, April Fool's Day, you know what I mean?
April Fool's Day, and that's like what 2 years before we hear
Uh
My Own Worst Enemy, and they
yeah,
were
A
a
Place in the
band.
Sun, 1999.
Yeah, and
And
they were like I think they started like late 80s, early 90s, so it's
88,
like
87, 88. I think
something like that.
Kevin and oh god, what's his oh god, like, why am I blanking on the name? It was either AJ or Jeremy that became friends with Kevin in '86 first. I can't remember
I
who.
I think it was AJ for some reason.
Okay, I think so
Yeah.
too. But yes, you had your April 1st, April Fool's Day, go figure. And then February 23rd, 1999. And what was the first song out of that album? My Worst Enemy. March 2nd, 1999.
Dude, unbelievable. And they had been the band says this a lot in interviews too. The band had been around for like a decade.
Yeah,
So like for the world, like they're this overnight sensation. They've been grinding for like 10 years.
they've
Great
been,
music business is crazy.
yep. You have Kevin, bassist, 1988 to present, backing vocals from 2000 on, co-lead vocals from 88, 89. AJ, lead vocals, percussion, acoustic guitar, 89 present, drums, percussion from 88 to 89. Jeremy, the other half of the brothers, lead guitar, backing vocals from 89 on. Taylor Curl, drummer, percussions. He's the newest member of the band from
Yep.
2018 till now. So I mean, they have a lot of former members, which we could talk hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is that when you think of the time, 88, 89, that's early. The punk rock era was just starting, and grunge was about to take over in the early 90s. So Lit had to really lit up their band somehow, because
Yeah.
you're going against Nirvana, Soundgarden, again, another great, rest in peace, Chris Cornell.
I know.
Let me tell you, if you check out Jack, if you check out one of my episodes, check out Tony Cavino in Theory. It's a band that I interviewed. I interviewed the lead singer Tony.
Taking notes on my phone right now. Go,
Yeah,
keep going.
he sounds like Chris Cornell.
That's awesome.
Dude, I swear to God, I
That's
told him
awesome.
he has the Chris Cornell look. Like, awesome guy, truly great guy. As a matter of fact, we were just texting each other not too long ago. We talk to each other like every other day. He's
That's
a cool
awesome.
guy. So it's really cool to get connections like this. And it's kind of funny. Like I just said, dude, I'm still hearing the music and I still hear you as Chris Cornell. And the hairs on the back of my neck stand up when I hear it. Like,
You probably made his day when you told him that.
oh, dude, he goes, but not the only one who said it though. He said a lot of people say that. But I go,
Damn.
it's hard to sort of stun me. He did. But great band too. It's like a Dirty South Led Zeppelin sound, man, with the organs
Oh
playing,
wow.
like organs playing. Mike, who's the lead guitarist and producer of the band, unbelievable guy. He was actually, I went from one interview to him. I went back to back.
That's awesome.
So if you ever get a chance, check out In Theory, man. I highly recommend it.
No, absolutely. Dude, I listen to music probably 60% of my day.
I wish I could say the same. I try to listen to music at work as much as I can, but then I get too distracted and people say my singing sucks, which it does. And, I'm not very good. So everyone's like, shut up. I'm like, sorry.
Oh man, that's it. Man, oh man. And Alex, I'm gonna bring it back to Lit here.
Yeah.
We so like when Lit came out, you were A Place in the Sun 99.
Yep.
Atomic came out 2001.
Yes.
Then they came out with the self-titled album, 2004, summer 2004, they came out with the self-titled album.
Correct.
And then they went 7 years without new material. View from the
Yes.
Bottom. Is it 2013 or 2012? View from the Bottom.
2012 is View of the Bottom, as I'm looking at my notes on my phone, actually, as we're
Love it.
speaking.
Love
This
it.
this is how I do the show sometimes. I either have a notebook or I look at my notes on my phone. And this is how why I get a lot of good praises, why I'm engaged with people. Like, I actually take some notes, and
Dude, love it, man.
because I can't remember everything. I got a bad memory. So at least I can admit to that. So God bless the phone. You can't see it, but if you see it, if I do this, you'll see it.
Yeah,
There you
exactly.
go.
Seen
So,
enough. Seen enough.
so
So
yeah.
in the course of that 7 years, Lit
Mhm.
lost their original drummer, Alan, passed away.
Yes.
Poor Alan was sick. And like I kind of like I thought it was over, right? Like
I
it
think a
was,
lot of people did.
yes, like Alan was very sick, just, I met him a few times. I didn't know him by any means,
Still,
but
but
when you love a band, right? Like of course you feel that connection,
yeah, exactly.
right? So like it was like, man, and like I wasn't mad, right? It's like, oh, the band's probably so heartbroken,
Mhm.
so like I kind of thought it was over. And it was like, that was super fun, right? Like I came to an acceptance of it.
Yeah, I think we all did at one point. Like, that's it. Let's done. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, look at Lincoln Park. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? When you have that one band member that is everything for the band, even it doesn't matter, you're a drummer or you're the lead singer, you're the backup vocalist. When you're a part of a team for such a long time and you're like a vital part of that heartbeat,
Mhm.
it's difficult to replace. And I
Absolutely.
100% agree with you on that. I thought they were done after that.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Alan was there from day one. Alan
Yeah.
was like their drummer, right? Had been through the ups and downs. And when they announced that, they were going to make a comeback, like
Hmm.
one of I think it was I think Nate was their drummer. And
Yes, I believe it was.
I believe he had worked with the band beforehand. So I think he was kind of like in the Lit family beforehand.
Hmm.
And they added Ryan Gilmore for rhythm guitar. He was
Yes.
also in the band for that View from the Bottom album.
Yes, he
And
was.
like Alex, I was like I remember vividly coming home. I went to an amusement park with my friends. I came home and I ordered the CD through the mail, and the album came like 3 days early. I
Nice.
vividly remember putting in my 6 disc CD changer,
Oh
and
my God. Yes,
from
people.
two, like 3 seconds in, that first track come on. I was like, oh man, these guys freaking did it again.
And it's
So
amazing.
like insane. So View from the Bottom, I feel like it didn't get the love it deserved,
No,
but I mean, it is just,
some of their
oh
songs got no love, which I was really kind of surprised because, again, it's funny, when we agreed to do this, it's like I gotta hear the albums again. You know what I mean? And I was just going through it and I'm like, wow. I go, there was a lot of songs that should have been airplayed and it never did. Like,
yeah,
and again, I get it. It's politics. It's what these people think. I think, not for nothing, if I ever was blessed to get Liv to come on the show, I'll tell you this, I would contact you so quickly saying
thank you.
you're coming on with me, because it would, I know it would mean a ton for you, just like it
Thank you,
would mean
man.
for me. But and that's in reality. And in the short weeks that we've been talking, I mean, I feel like I know you pretty good,
Yeah, man.
and seeing the stuff. It's kind of funny. I was just going, and again, I always like to go through the Instagram a lot, and I see you got something cool from the band, which it looks like it was like a birthday gift that you opened.
I think it was coincidentally came right around my birthday, which was like an amazing surprise.
And
Yeah,
it was a double platinum album, man, and that had been like, and it's presented to you too, which is kind of cool. I didn't see
my
that part
name's
in
on
that.
it. It's ridiculous. I still can't believe it's even real life.
And it's funny, and what's cool, even cooler? The Lit band official was right there saying, "You're welcome." how we appreciate you. Dude, that's a huge compliment to get, saying we appreciate you. How does that, like, it's like you're a personal friend of the band.
Alex, it's insane, man. So I, so essentially what happened. So I, in the midst of COVID,
Mhm.
me and my wife welcomed our second son, and we had two boys under two in the heart of COVID. And it was like,
Oh, I had
we all had pockets of our life during that time, which of
mhm.
course were just insanely stressful. My wife is a nurse at a hospital,
Oh,
and she
she
was
is.
pregnant working at a hospital.
God
So
bless her.
I was a wreck for a minute.
I can only no you I no you could not for a minute. You could say for a while. I
Yeah,
listen, my
man.
wife is a teacher. So,
Same thing.
and during the heart of COVID, seeing her struggle here at home with my daughter, and she again, my son Anthony was born during COVID.
So
So
you're in a similar spot. So that it's
so
like so much stress involved with
stressful.
all
And
that.
this is now when they're allowing us to leave the hospital, to go come in and go out. This is just at that time where they're allowing us to, like, not stay for 3 or 4 days. As the
Yeah,
husbands, we were able to walk out and go get like real food. Thank the
man.
goddamn Lord, because I could not stand hospital food.
The it was it was crazy, man. So like I needed something in the heart
Mhm.
of that, and I'm like, I'm family first. Like, hearing
Yeah.
you talk about your family, I know you are too. Like
Yes.
I love being the dad part of this team. And I was like, damn, like I need something
Mm.
where I can be a piece of myself, you know?
Right.
And I was like, I was playing with my kids in my childhood bedroom at my parents' house. And I found a bin of all my old lit stuff, like
Nice.
20 t-shirts, all my albums, a bunch of set lists, like the kitchen sink. And I was talking to one of my buddies, and he's like, dude, you should put this stuff out there, man.
Yeah.
Like, how many people, like, you're not the only lit fan out there, but I find it hard to believe other people have all this stuff and know as much about the band. Like, you should put it out there.
Yeah. You.
So I was like, what the hell, man? So, like, towards the end of 2020, like, I kind of on the download just started like tagging the band and posting some stuff
Mhm.
because I didn't know how long I was going to do it. Like,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
No,
it,
no, it happens. It goes through phases.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, am I going to do this? Is this going to be a thing? How often am I going to do it? And I was putting stuff out there, and it was super cool because like the band would like send me DMs like, dude, we appreciate this, man. This is fun. And I'd hear from people like us, like, oh, dude, right on. Like, that was my favorite album. Like, oh, I went to the show. Do you remember hearing this? And it was like such a great, like, as small as it was such a positive outlet. Where in the
Yeah.
midst of like all that COVID craziness, like
Mhm.
I could have that piece of myself back.
And that's the greatest thing ever.
Right?
Besides being a father, when you realize you're a father, that would be the being
Oh,
a
yeah.
father, the first
Different.
greatest thing. Lit is the second greatest thing. So let's just say that.
Different pockets, right?
Yeah, two
Different
different
pockets.
pockets. You have your kids, you got your kids, and you're part of your life over here. So you can
Yeah.
have both of them in the first place.
Yeah, heck yeah. And the band they played a local show here, fall 2021.
Nice.
And I got to hang with the guys and like have a beer with the guys. And it was like, they were amazing. They're like, we appreciate what you're doing, man. Like, this is
Nice.
super fun, like bringing fans together. It was super fun.
And that's something that you gotta take the ownership on that, because that's the greatest thing ever. When you're getting compliments from the band, thanking you to get the fans together.
Insane, Alex. Insane. So as I've been doing the page for like almost 3 years now.
Mhm.
And it's just a love fest, man.
Yeah.
Between like, I'll hear from the guys like, "Oh, holy shit! Like, I remember that poster." Like, stuff they might not have seen in a long time.
Right.
Like hearing from the fans, and like and like you said, like them sending me that plaque was just like, And I told the guys, I'm like, that was like a true honor. Like, can't thank you enough. Like, this is just it's amazing. Like
I just
like Go ahead.
No, finish what you're saying because I got there's something I got to say because I know how it feel. I know how you feel on that.
Yeah, like, you know, I said this earlier, but I'm gonna say it again. Like, if I could pick a band on the planet where like this could, like, where that could happen to me, like, it would be lit, man,
Yeah.
100%. It's like it's amazing. I'm just gonna keep riding the love fest. Super
Oh
fun.
no, no, you got to. And when like I actually interviewed my a repeat band that came back on Raising Arizona out of here in New Jersey, and they showed me something pretty cool. They showed me a picture that they did on Sunday. So they were in Asbury Park, New Jersey, getting photo shoots done, and then at night they're interviewing with me with their new drummer. So it's kind of funny because they showed me one picture. I said I would buy that as a poster from you, and I want it all autographed from all you guys. So like done. I go,
Oh hell yeah, that's awesome.
because I got first looks, and I'm like, I want that. I go, that should be a poster for you guys right then and there. And they all love the idea. I said, by the way, I get 1% of the proceeds. They started cracking up. I said, I don't want it. I said, the only thing I
So
want is just the autographs on the pictures.
so Alex, you know what? Good on them, because that's how you create like ride or die fans.
Yeah,
Like when they did that for you, when Lit signed my posters, like your radio show rules.
yeah.
Like, dude, that, like, bands probably, I don't, they have so many other things on their mind. They're probably not thinking about this stuff. But like,
Actually, for me, in theory, Tony and Mike, dude, they were blasted. Not negative, like 100%. One of the best interviewers I've had. Talk about, for me, that's like, holy Christ,
wow, hell yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. I can't thank
No, and
you.
it's coming from a cool place,
Yeah.
like, just like, it's like, dude, your music's freaking awesome. Like, I love blaring your tunes and I'm just
I,
like doing my thing.
and that's what I love. That's what I love what I'm doing too, because I give everyone a voice. It doesn't matter if
Heck yeah.
well, I'll say lit. You could be Kevin Ballas from Lit coming on to the show, and you could be this small person that's having problems that want to talk about it. This is why I love what I do.
Heck
And
yeah, man.
and I mean, and I got lucky because I got signed with Unfiltered Studios. It's a small podcasting family, and
Awesome.
it's been great. And another one of my friends who podcasts movies lovers unites. They're now with this Unfiltered Studios too. So it's a growing family podcast, man. We help out each other. It's you meet people, and this is great. You know what I mean? Like I said, I found you going through like through so much. It popped into my feed somehow on Instagram because I could think I liked something of yours
Nice.
one time, and I'm like,
Nice.
I go, wow, this guy. I started following you, and I'm like, wow, he's got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good lit stuff, and that's when I'm like,
Thanks, man.
you're showing me love on the show. I got to get you on the show and talk to you about lit because you don't get you get people who love bands, but where your passion is the true love. You can see it in your face, you see it in your eyes, and
Thanks, man.
see how you talk passionately about the band, like I do. You know what I mean? Like we know the histories, we have histories with them. And we still talked about other great bands like Linkin Park, Soundgarden, Nirvana. You're talking about some of the heavy hitters that they went against, and they competed with them, and then they stayed
Yeah,
with them no
it's
matter what.
crazy.
It's nuts.
It
So
is.
because I remember there was a playlist of mine. I remember it was My Worst Enemy, One Step Closer, and then Ziploc, and then was it Soundgarden or Audio Slave was right under that. So it's like, damn.
Audio Slave. Oh man.
So I got a whole repertoire of like all good bands, you know what I mean? But it's kind of funny, like you see lit. So on my
Yeah.
playlist.
And like, it's so funny, like, the people who know Lit
Mhm.
and have stayed with them, like, understand the talent that's there. So their latest album, Tastes Like Gold, for
Yes,
instance.
which I that album I have here somewhere and it's signed, and I just don't remember when we cleaned up. It got shifted because I didn't want the kids to touch it. So it's like one of my prized possessions.
Dude, it's hit parade, like 20 plus
Yeah,
years after A Place in the Sun.
Yes.
Like when it came out, like whenever it came up with a buddy, I was like, yo, check this out, man. It's good. One of my cousins, Bobby, checked out. He's like, dude, like I told you,
It
man.
sounded like 20 years, like we were around the clock and they sounded even better. Like,
Yes.
what's that old expression? Like a fine wine, it aged perfectly.
And this isn't me. Someone else said this. I
Mhm.
forget where I heard this from, but it's like they didn't aim to remake A Place in the Sun. They
No,
almost wanted to like revisit it. Like what sing about the stuff we sang about 20 years ago, like
and
chicks and parties and drinking.
and it
Like
works.
let's yes, like who doesn't want to hear like a party album like that? Like everybody loved that's like listening to that stuff in high school.
I
And
remember
it's like why wouldn't you want to like dude
anytime, yeah,
party music, man, party rock,
yeah.
it's like super
Anytime
fun.
I went to Hoboken and I hear a cover band play Lit, I just start going crazy. There's a ton of drunken memories of Lit. I even one of my friends' cover bands, I jumped on stage and started singing, which I was horrible, but everyone was going crazy because I think I took my shirt off at one point during the middle of the song and started going crazy. It was one of those drunken nights.
Alex, have you sorry if I missed this earlier, have you seen them live before? You didn't see the September 11th show. Have you seen
Now,
them live before?
I had never had the opportunity to see them live.
Alex, clean it up, bro.
I'm hopefully if they come around here, even if they're an hour away from me, I would love to go see them. Uh, I would love to go see them. I would like if I ever get a chance to go meet up with them, I would love to. Um, it would be a great opportunity for me, not just to get them on the show, but to just meet them because of the connection of September 11th for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Um, they're a part of my my high school life into my who I am now at 40. I'll say my age now, 43, turning 44 at the end of the year. So they're part of me and part of my life and my upbringing, and I'll never I'll never give up with that. You know what I mean? I'll still remember the party days. But if I see Litz coming around, I definitely want to go check them out.
Dude, you got to, man.
I,
You got to. Absolutely. Make it your the dad night out, man. Make it your
even if it's maybe up in by you, I might drive up.
dude, look up, man. Like Foxwoods Mohegan Sun. That might be
Yeah,
like 3 hours for you, maybe.
the way I drive 2.5. I have a lead foot. It was kind of
Oh,
funny.
that's amazing.
I was
That's
just talking to my
amazing.
boss. He goes, people are driving fast in New Jersey. I'm like, yeah, I do about 88. He goes, one day the cops are going to catch you. Go, the cops are sleeping. So he would start cracking. I was like, you're crazy. I go, I know I am, but that's me. Got to be a little
Dude,
crazy.
the lit seeing lit live. I mean, it's like I tell my friends, I'm like, dude, like it's just like a such a stone cold walk, like going
Oh
to
yeah,
like a super fun rock and roll party. It's like a modern day, like, you're in my age range. I just turned 40. You remember the American Pie movies?
oh, of course. How could
Yes.
I not forget?
So I and just like that fun party time vibe. Like
Yes,
it's like a lit concert's like a modern day version of that kind of fun where you're just like shit, man, like hanging out with my friends, listening to awesome music, having a few beers, playing songs I love. Like, dude, this is so much fun, man. High
it's
if
kind
this
of
was Yelp, highly
it's
recommend.
it's kind of funny. You know what I'm actually doing? I'm actually looking to see Nevada, New Mexico.
They're at Foxwoods. They're at Foxwoods in Connecticut in a week, early November.
Fortunately, excuse my language, folks. My daughter's birthday is this weekend, and the big family party is the first week of November. So I will
Oh,
not
that'll
be
do it.
that
That'll do it, man.
that will trump me a little bit. You know what I mean? I can't escape that one. I have to. I got to be there for my daughter because if I don't, I'm in deep doo doo.
They'll be back around, man. They'll be back around. I
Yeah,
know.
I'll definitely keep an eye out for it. But I'll definitely keep in touch with you too. You know what I mean? But man, time has flown here. We've been on for a good hour, a solid hour, talking Lit and talking other great
Oh, man.
bands, man. I know you want to get to watch some baseball, so we're going to definitely let you do that. But before we do that, tell everyone where they can actually find you and keep finding all the good stuff from the band Lit through you.
Heck yeah, man. So guys, shoot me a follow on Instagram at Jackthelitbandfan. I usually post like once, twice a week. And I've almost like I started as a super fan, and now I feel like the page has kind of merged between like I'm half super fan, excuse me, half super fan, half almost like beat reporter for the band, which is like
Nice.
super fun. Nothing anyone asked for, it just kind of like
Happened.
became that way, and I kind of dig it. So I try to encapsulate everything with the lit that everyone was familiar with 20 years ago
Mhm.
versus how awesome the band still is in the awesome music they're putting out now. So we're a really inclusive place. I always post like links to a set list, like, hey, you new to the band? Like, check out this set list. Like,
Nice.
shoot me a follow, guys. Come hang. Awesome lit rules, awesome rock and roll. Let's party.
Well, definitely, man. Well, again, I gotta thank you for coming on tonight. It was a true honor having you. Definitely great reminiscing some of the lit stuff. And for people who want to know, for the younger clientele, they ask what's American Pie. Please just go rent the movies 1, 2, and 3. Don't rent anything else. Just rent the first 3, and that's it. You'll laugh and you'll understand where some of the words came from. I'm not gonna start saying them, but you'll know what some of those words are from now.
Yeah.
You'll
And don't Google it at work. Not safe for work.
No, definitely not at work. I don't highly recommend that because I'm not paying for anybody's paychecks. I can't even afford mine. So I come to a conclusion. Check him out, guys. Great dude. Awesome vibe. You know, you can see we're having a great time here tonight. I thank you so much, Jack, for coming on tonight. Also, guys, check him out on Instagram. Don't forget to check me out on YouTube, Spotify, Applecast, everywhere, even on Instagram. I'm all over the place. Just follow that link tree and hit subscribe, hit 5 stars. Check them out on Instagram, guys. We got a lot going on. And we might, hopefully, if we can get lit, to come on the show. I'm going to tag them tonight. I'm going to tag them. And if we can get them on the show, Jack will be back with me on this one. So, you know, if I can get a member from Lit, I'm definitely bringing Jack with me on this one.
Alex, pleasure, man. Thanks so much for having me on. This is fun. Let's do it again.
Definitely. As like I always say, guys, thank you so much for coming on, and nothing but love, peace, and happiness. Good night, everybody.
All right, Alex. Take care.